It's not quite the overlay I wanted, but it works. Intro? It's not playing.
I see it. Whoa, no, it's not.
No, it's not. What the hell? All right. The video's not playing for some reason.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, my XSplit is scurry. Hey, everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear us. Brandon is just very still this week. For once he's quiet. Don't kill me, Brandon, when you see this. But no, actually, Tech Demons got to Brandon. We're trying to wait it out. But so we're not keeping you waiting too long. He's fine. He's okay. Scarathon went great. Hopefully he can view and pipe in and chat from his phone. But yeah, we're back. We were not here last week. So how's everyone doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Like I said on Twitter, it was so weird. Like, it's different when it's a season break, but in the middle of a season when we have to skip an episode, it feels so off. So I'm happy to be here.
It feels like, it's a shame. It feels like it's been so long since I've last seen y'all and hung out with y'all. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like an age. It's nice to be back.
An age. A period. An epic.
A fortnight, to be precise.
Yeah. Obo Lauren said leftover Halloween spoops.
Yeah, dude. It was a spooky season. I hope you all stayed safe. Whatever y'all were getting up to.
A whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing, which is the perfect answer. Oh,
yeah.
The best answer.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of different things people did. Some people like did trick-or-treating, but they like left the candy outside.
Yeah.
I had one friend that said that they had like long tongs. They would like hand the candy out. They'd crack the door open.
Wow.
Smart.
And like, you know, because some people, because some people still wanted to have the go door to door. I was like, I'm not doing that. But yeah.
In my building complex, thankfully, we've gotten to know everyone who's in like the 6 of us, and like one family has kids. So like we went to CVS and like got a variety pack. Oh, and I was like, I'll just leave it there. And Misha's like, don't do that. So I we got a little bag and I like poured some out and then like put it out.
Nice.
But like, yeah, you know, it sucks. It's just a weird time we all live in. But thankfully we can play games instead.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I need to like include candy and all the stuff I need to mail out because Brock's sent me like a promo thing. It is like a 800 piece bag of candy.
Oh my god.
800. Wow.
When I saw how much the package weighed when they mailed it to me, which granted, Brock's is here in Chicago. I could have just gone to get it were it not a pandemic. But maybe I'll grab it during a low moment or while we're doing intros, because like this is a monstrous bag of candy.
Okay.
I feel like everyone should get like a little. You may get a baggie of candy and all the stuff I need to mail out. But while Shareef does sponsorships, I'm going to get the DD annual because we're in it and I want to show it off.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yes. All right, so let's hop into who helps make us great every week. So first, shout out to D&D Beyond, our digital character sheets, access to our source books, all that good stuff on dndbeyond.com. We will have a giveaway. So if you are in the live stream, which means if you're listening to the audio podcast or the VOD, thanks for checking us out. But you're missing out on the giveaways. So remember, Sundays, noon central, twitch.tv/rivals Waterdeep. So we will have a word that comes up that a mod will put in the chat, and if you use that to enter the giveaway, you will win some cool D&D material. So make sure to check that out and visit them at dndbeyond.com. Our dice trays and vaults provided by Wormwood, WYRM Wood Gaming. If you use the code RIVALS at that website, you can get free domestic shipping on all that cool, shiny, awesome wood. Our dice are provided by Level Up Dice, and we're part of their Diceomancy program. So if you do any purchases using the link bit.ly/LUD Rivals of Waterdeep, we get credit and it levels us up and we get all that great stuff from them. So if you're going to buy some dice, check up Level Up Dice using that link. And if you use minis in your campaign, Eldritch Foundry is the place to go. Eldritch-foundry.com. And if you use the code RIVALSDND when you make a purchase, you get 10% off. And Stormcrow, if you want some awesome things like coffee mugs. Coffee mug is in the dish, is getting washed, but we got like cool masks and things like that. Oh, that's upside down. Is that yes? That is the right side. Yes.
Good job.
Yeah. Then go to shop.stormcrow.com. Use code RIVALS for 15% off there, and Blue microphones. If you like the way we sound, the way we look, go to crew.bluemic.com/rivals. To make some purchases there, to give us some credit from that as well.
Yes.
Check
you can see the lovely,
because it might have eaten your.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
your Stormcrow mug is gone.
Yeah, my dishwasher has been super loud today, so I think it might have been crunching on that mug, but that's okay.
I didn't even think about it being haunted. It's a ghost that's in there. It's a poltergeist of some kind.
I would have to have some really weird ghosts if they're getting stuck in the dishwasher. It's
a crazy story. Back in 1973, shortly after the house was made, a man fell into the dishwasher and his dog shut the door on him and turned it on.
And his spirit can't move on until he has unfinished business.
Yeah. And even though the dishwasher looks like it's from 2020, like it's a brand new appliance, it's still haunted.
It's from the 70s.
It's from the 70s.
Hey, I'm from 73. I'll have you know.
All right. Okay. This is a mystery.
Yes. But before we start to play, look what you can't see it. Hopefully if I cover my face, you can see it. I don't know.
It's blurred. It's blurred.
Do the thing.
For whatever reason, it doesn't like me. There, now you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah, there it is.
The D&D annual is out, and we're in it. So go buy it. And if we ever get to go to conventions again, we can sign it.
Yeah.
And everyone, this is what you're getting in the mail soon. Because they sent me like 10 copies. Yes, I don't know why I have 10 copies, but I've got 10.
This is how I know you have 10. The way you tossed it under your couch is
my couch is soft. It's fine.
Fine. I know. And that's clearly it's yours. But yeah.
We also, it's clear we're silly and full of sugar because we didn't play last week. No. At least not Rivals. Mm-hmm. But yes, there's also a weird depth perception thing because of the blur. Mm-hmm. So it's not quite right.
Oh, I bet it's probably, yeah. It looks much further like it was a cross-room toss. You like 30 feet just to crush it.
No, it's probably if I pushed off with 1 foot, I could be right at my futon. It's not that far away. Oh goodness, we're just full of silly today. I love it. Before we get too far into this, we should whoosh and then recap. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Whoosh. Last time on Rivals of Waterdeep, what do you all remember?
Wait, I wrote some stuff down.
Cool.
And whenever we get emotes, we'll have a whoosh emote.
Yeah, we went shopping.
Which
Yes.
we're now in one of the 10 towns.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Bryn Shander.
Bryn
Yeah,
Shander,
Yes,
thank you.
we're in Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander.
It's where you're from, Gosrick. Goodness.
It is where I'm from. It is where I'm from.
Look,
Sorry.
as we figure out more and
Yeah.
more about him, maybe
Yeah.
that's not where he's like, oh yeah, I'm from there, right?
That's from there. Right.
Old
It's been a moment.
Maybe there's a part of Gazrick's memory that is like locked away, and as we figure out things about him, he is also figuring out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Stop.
Like, how does-
giving away the season finale? The twist, the reveal. Gosrick was never real. He was a ghost the entire time, guys.
Oh God, there was a ghost in your dishwasher, Shareef.
And he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those pesky rivals.
Those pesky rivals.
Eating my dishes.
So no, walking over in Shander, Gosrick's like in his back home. We went shopping, as Shareef said. And then do we all what do we all pick up? I don't think Gosrick himself got anything.
I got like a
didn't.
belt. Yeah, I got like a belt with places to put weapon, like a weapon belt. I forgot the official name of it, but
Something was left for me. It was like armor or like a shirt that was left for me.
Yeah, you had armor that was left for you.
Yeah.
I got fancy fighting knives.
Right.
oh yeah, right, yeah.
And Rinn got a longsword that looks a little too heavy for him, but he's gonna do it anyway.
Yes. Yeah. So we did that. We kind of we ended with getting the final not the explicit details, but basically agreeing to do this prison, to somehow get into this prison. Because like we all had like a meal and we were all kind of sitting around and doing that. I recall that.
Yes. Let's see. Gosrick didn't buy himself anything. I almost called you LaTia instead of your character name. I keep doing this. Dahani got some fancy knives. And then you came back and had a very interesting evening, I believe.
Yeah, so we had dinner with Sierra and found out a little bit more about what we were supposed to be doing, which I don't remember. The place that we went to, the inn that we went to in Bryn Shander, this was important, was tailored to all of our like homely specifications, except for Shaka, because Sierra and Shaka had a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah.
What is the word I'm looking for?
I mean, Shaka doesn't trust her.
Right.
Shaka doesn't trust her, and she picked up on that. So when I'm assuming when she called ahead and made these accommodations, but then Shaka thinks it's normal. Like he thinks this is
Actually.
Yeah.
You've been in hell for how?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've been in a bird.
Came home, your room was covered in like clutter. Like you actually have a decent room.
Right.
This is the gold standard.
And Dahani put a plant in his room.
Yeah.
Yes, you were very nice to Hani and gave him a wee plant.
It's like this big.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, for Shaka, that would be a wee plant, because aren't you pretty tall?
Yep, I'm pretty tall.
Plant kindness.
Yeah, and I believe Rinn went and took a nap and he didn't make it to dinner. Did you all decide if you were going to tell Rinn the plan, or was he going to be your deniable plausibility?
I don't know.
We threw around the idea of him being our deniable plausibility, but I don't think we decided what we were going to do.
I think we at the very least we would chat with him about it before making that decision. Like, so getting if you wanted to go into the prison, I think we'd want to hold him back. But if you wanted to stay out and like be our outside guy, like absolutely. because as we were doing a little bit of the pre-chat, just to do like a little bit of like tabletop, which I like. Sorry, I feel like a lot of time we're playing, but I like to like talk about as we're like planning stuff. It feels like we're doing like an Ocean's 11 heist. Like we have to get in and get out, and like we're like trying to find or assign what's the right crew for our job and what the right roles are. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just fun.
Any other theories? Because I'm not going to tell you anything as a DM. I'm not going to I'm not going to confirm or deny any of your theories, but I am interested in what you think is happening.
I mean, as Shareef, I think that, you know, everything's on the up and up. Shaka, though, thinks that this is definitely some kind of trap, that she is luring us to this prison for some nefarious reason, but he's going along with it because, you know, he feels like he can handle what's being thrown at him. Plus, he's supporting his friends. So Shaka's still suspicious. Yeah.
Okay. Dahani, LaTia, do you have any thoughts or theories?
LaTia is Dahani's middle name. I think so. From what I remember, we are going to. We're not breaking out a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, are we? That's what we're doing?
No, but depending on the info you get, you may be brokering a deal to get someone out.
Okay, to get someone out. Okay.
You're breaking yourselves out eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Dahani doesn't see anything nefarious in what we're doing so far, aside from the fact that we're trying to break into a prison.
Okay. All right. I think.
Yeah. Also, Shaka's wondering if we're breaking into the prison or if we're like committing a crime to get sent to prison and then doing what we need to do. Like, is it are we trying to break through the defenses to get in, or like, are we trying to be admitted as prisoners and then, do whatever we need to do? So
I think that's what we're talking about, right? Like, how do we want to even get in before we get out? And I think, like, for Gosrick, I think I don't know, it's been said, but I think there's a reason Sierra reached out to him, and the fact that it's like he feels like there's something on the line for her. Like, this job needs to get done, or something will happen, or someone else will have to do. Like, there are some negative consequences, and so if Gosrick doesn't do it, it's better if he does. And so I think being in that spot and like having the rebels come along, I think he like turns, and like in the evening after dinner, as we're all like kind of gathered, maybe he invites him back to his room and like wants to chat with him about like the plan and everything. Just the three of us leaving a message. I'll leave a message for like Rinn, to say that when he wakes up from his nap, he can come find us in my room.
Okay. All right. If there's no more theories, or thoughts, let's get started. So it's the next morning. Everyone has, chatted. They've had their moments with each other, and it's early the next morning. And as Sierra promised, she is downstairs waiting on you all to take you all to Duvessa Shane, who is the mysterious person who wants to hire you and get you into the prison and make sure that you do her bidding. Is everyone up and at them? Well, except for Rinn, of course.
How early is this meeting?
Like the sun.
Is it super early?
Oh no, not like a crow has woken you up early, but a reasonable. It's early, but if you had to get up and go to a day job, you'd be up kind of early. You wouldn't like it, but you'd be up. There's breakfast, but the meeting you're supposed to have with Duvessa is a breakfast meeting. So Sierra's not she's not sat at the table. She doesn't have tea or coffee. She is ready for y'all to come down so you can take a trip over to Duvessa's.
Okay. I'd say Shock is up then. He's struggling, but he's up. Yeah, he's up. He's struggling though.
What you mean? Yes.
She's cold, so she's up, but she's puttering around in her room with her blanket. She's in a blanket burrito, but she's puttering around the room getting her stuff ready before she shrugs off the blanket and goes downstairs.
Okay, so basically you are the blanket burrito, do not perceive you.
Yes. Well, I don't mind being perceived. I'm just cold.
Okay. And Gosrick, what are you doing?
I am down and early. I think I don't think Gosrick really slept much last night, or he probably woke up pretty early for this meeting, getting everything set up. He's already got his winter gear on. It's business. We're down to business now. So yeah.
So you are downstairs with Sierra then?
Yeah, I think, and so he's chatting. Yeah. So how far of a walk must we go, or are we traveling by dog?
Oh, it's not as far enough to travel by dog. We could walk as long as we keep a brisk pace. It should be no more than 15 minutes.
Okay. Hopefully the others will arrive shortly and find a little more about the plan. Do you trust this Duvessa clearly?
Of course not.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You should know by now, Gosrick, that I trust people maybe as far as I could throw them, but she specifically asked for you and your friends or a welcome bonus if they can help you get in and out of the prison. And Revel's End, I'm sure, is the same as it was when you were last there.
Well, let's see. It depends if the characters inside are the same or not.
Well, it's definitely going to be familiar, shall we say, in an uncomfortable way. I mean, it's a prison. It's not like they're going to redecorate for you coming back.
Yeah, of course. And also, I mean, do you know how we're getting in, or is that up to us? Is that our discretion? Because am I going in with cuffs on so everyone can see, or am I sneaking inside?
Well, considering it wouldn't go well for you if you snuck into Revel's End,
yeah,
those of you that choose to go in and look as if you're imprisoned will be brought in cuffs, a bit bedraggled, and much ado will be made about what you've done to wind up in Revel's End. That's the part we have to decide this morning.
Well, that's okay. And that's, as you say, right. It's safer to go in to this system. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe some of my old friends are still in there, and none of my enemies, huh?
Well, I'm sure our friends in the Arcane Brotherhood will remember you fondly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna stand outside for a little bit. Yeah. He just kind of takes a step out and just kind of gets a little bit of the cold air as a reminder, because I think it's also settling in that the mission's gonna be short, but I don't know. It might be a while before he's actually outside again.
Yeah, that brisk air will be a reminder of what you could stand to lose. Everyone else, are you kind of hanging out Or are you going to eventually come downstairs once you realize that no one's coming up to knock for you?
Dahani would have come downstairs when she felt like she was ready to face the cold. So she would probably be downstairs.
Dahani is not a cold weather burb.
No, she's from Chult. This is so beyond anything. She's a little bit more used to it than the last time she was here, but it's still, brittle bones. Brittle bones.
I mean, you are a burb, and the cold probably is not doing you any favors. So, Dahani's downstairs. Shaka, do you eventually make it downstairs? Are you gonna...
Yeah, I'll say I'm wandering downstairs, sort of at the end of the conversation that Gosrick is having. So I kind of hear bits of the end, but as I said, he is visibly struggling with being up at this time. Because remember, he wanted to have vacation and get some sleep. So being on that 9 to 5 clock, basically, like he's kind of like, oh, okay. But yeah, so he's there. He kind of hears the end of it, but doesn't make too much of it. So he kind of wanders down, but doesn't really have much information. Just kind of comes in. Okay.
Some would say prison is a vacation, though.
Some would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say that. Maybe it will be. Maybe our dam will make it a wonderful vacation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Shareef. How long have you known me?
Yeah.
I dare say that this is not going to be a Holiday Inn kind of experience for any of you.
But their turn down service, terrible. Thank you.
Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. And I'm trying not to break into song, not that I can sing anyway. All right. So, once everyone is downstairs, we're going to say for now that Rinn is still sleeping. And if anyone did try to wake him, he is out. He took his whiskey with him, his wine, or at some point he came down and got a bottle. Your elven wizard is out for the count. So someone please leave him a note.
I will do that because my note leaving history is stellar.
Oh dear. All right. So Dahani leaves a note for our elven friend.
I actually go into his room and I see he's knocked out and he's actually clutching the sword that he bought in his sleep, like he's curled around it.
Oh no. That's
like
not good.
It's still in the scabbard and everything, but it's like
I was
no. It's still in the scabbard.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, so I put the note like right on top of the hilt. Say, hey, we've gone to see Duvessa Shane. Ask for directions. Be back soon. Dahani, Shaka, Gosrick, and Sierra. And it's all in my handwriting.
I know. I'm trying to visualize Rinn curled up. Because what I'm picturing is like my Witcher sword and Brandon curled up clutching it. Because it's almost as tall as he is anyway.
Yeah. I mean, any fan art people out there?
We're lacking in fan art for this season. Y'all get on it. Yeah. I could just see Rinn like hugging a sword. I don't know why I can visualize that so easy. All right, Sierra gives y'all not a curt nod, but she's kind of ready to go. She's a bit antsy, and she leads you all out. And she's not super talkative. She just kind of checks on occasion, make sure no one's left behind. Because other than Gosrick, she knows that you two don't know the town very well. She doesn't question where Rinn is, since she figures you'll tell her at some point. Or you won't. Mm-hmm. And she leads you all to a lovely manor. It's not far because Bryn Shander's not that big of a town. And you've seen, like, the markets are opening. You know, you smell fresh baked bread and all this other lovely stuff, and all of you are like, oh yeah, food, that would be good. But food will be awaiting you at this meeting. After about 15-20 minutes of walking, unless any of you want to try to have a conversation with her, She strides right up to the door of a rather ornate-looking home.
Okay.
Do any of you want to talk to her before she either knocks, or any questions you have before you start off on this ridiculousness?
Yeah, Dahani will kind of like scoot up to her because she's leading us, I assume. So
Yes.
Dahani will like scoot up to her and ask, "So what's Duvessa Shane like? And should we call her like Miss Shane or Miss Duvessa or I don't know, lady, or what's the protocol here?"
Duvessa Shane is very much a regal woman. Ma'am would suffice unless she gives you a title to call her otherwise. And also your DM is looking for a description of Duvessa Shane, which she didn't have handy because she's smart. But basically be polite, not too deferential.
Okay. Any like icebreakers you suggest, like like any fun facts or things we can, to like win her over, right? To make her, feel kind behind us. Any good one-liners, any good icebreakers maybe that we can share with her.
Sierra just looks at you, Shaka. She's like, in your case, silence would be the better option.
Sounds good.
But on that note, what are topics we should avoid then?
Nothing other than what you would speak of in polite company. Just obviously don't be too personal. Don't act as if she is your friend. She is someone who's trying to employ you.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. No time like the present, right?
Very true. Very true. Hold on. I do have stats in case this goes very badly.
Of course, always gotta have those.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. All right.
Player loves to hear.
Hey, the way you all talk to NPCs, you never know what's going to happen. I am just prepared. So, all right. Sierra knocks on the door. Rather stately gentleman lets you in and waves toward the parlor. And after you all in, he just holds his arm out, kind of waiting for your coats. Do you give him your coats?
Yeah, I do.
Well, Shaka giving up his coat. I'm shocked.
I mean, we're inside.
Yeah.
This is a fancy place, right? Like I don't have any. I don't have any. Anything.
I don't know the way.
Snow on the man's carpet. I don't want to take it if he's got a place for it.
Yeah. I'm just surprised considering how paranoid Shaka is being.
Well, so he does not trust Sierra. This new person, give him a shot. Give her a shot. See what's up.
All right.
Lady Shane.
Yes. Her proper title, if you wish, but she wouldn't expect outsiders to know this. Gosrick, you should know it, is town speaker.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
So she's kind of like the mayor, the head council person.
Right. She's like the like older woman. She's right.
Kind of, but she would have. So in thinking of older person, at least the way like me as a Chicagoan thinks about it, she's more like the mayor.
Right. Yeah.
So, excuse me. After he takes your coats, he leads you into the parlor, where a very opulent breakfast is laid out for all of you. All the meats, fruits, breads, coffee, and tea is available. And he just gives a bow and says, "Madam Shane will be with you shortly. Please enjoy." And shuts the door.
Thanks.
Well, he left, so there's no one to thank.
Can I just roll an investigation just to get a general sense of what's around here?
So you're investigating the food?
No, like the room. I just want to see, if there's anything that is of interest or anything that might, pop out as interesting.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
And now, of course, you're going to roll this and come up with something I was not ready for, but okay. The joys of being a DM.
Okay, 21.
Of course you did. So, as you all are wandering around the room, I mean, it's spacious. It's not like like when you go to a meeting at work, and normally there's like the food lined up on one side of the room, and then you all can barely get around the conference table because they have put way too much food, too many people in one spot.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like that. There's actually room to kind of wander around each other, and on one wall of this room are books. And, kind of like Baldur's Gate, because I played a lot of it recently, like if you perceive it, there's a lot of books that are like, oh, magic, something on Avernus. Wait, something on Avernus. So you take that book. I'll tell you what it is later. But there's a lot of books about, places that are not Bryn Shander. There's a lot of books about like Faerun and Elturel and all these places where you wouldn't think someone who lives in Bryn Shander would even have an interest on.
Mm-hmm. Well, she appears to be very well read.
If you say she's well spoken, I quit. Stream's over.
Well, I haven't heard her talk yet, but I might say like he speaks so well. She,
so articulate.
She's so articulate. I quit. Yeah. So yeah, I just perused the books a little bit. I'm just kind of looking at the spines. That kind of stuff.
Are you, other than the Avernus book, is there anything you are going to try to take or take?
I do want to look at the Elturel book because I do know from our experiences with Thavius, who was from Elturel, that was the city that was transported to Avernus. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I want to take it, but I do want to at least note it down that there could be a possible connection here.
So are you just using it for some breakfast reading, or are you actually just going to note that the book is there?
I'm just going to note that it's there because I just came to her house like she like I could be taking it and she comes in. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to start off. Yeah, I don't want to start off the relationship on a bad foot with me stealing books.
Okay.
You walk in, she sees you like lifting books into your
Yeah.
I mean that could be an easy in for your crime, stealing from the town speaker.
Yeah, it could be, but yeah, I'll just note that it's there, and like I'll like tell everybody else that it's there, even though they were not there during that season, but there.
Season? What's the season you speak of?
That time we were all hanging out.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yes, that unknown age. It wasn't the dragon age. It was another age. So you peruse this book while you're eating. Anyone else suspicious in the room? Want to see what else is there? Or are you all just kind of chowing down?
Dahani's like food, and then she's gonna sit down and eat it.
So Dahani is food motivated.
Yeah, guys are just being polite. Like, clearly invited to breakfast at someone's home. I'm not gonna not eat.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. You've been there for a while. You've gotten through most of a plate, and the door opens again, and a about average height, ruddy complexion, browner than you would expect for being from here because it is ice and cold and no sun. Dark brownish hair, and obviously dressed for the weather. Woman walks in, and she is just kind of curious about all of you, and then her gaze falls on Gosrick, Ah, you did return after all.
Yes. Town speaker, or do you prefer simply Duvessa?
No, you may not call me Duvessa. Speaker Shane is good for now.
Okay, good to know. I'm Gazrik. You can call me Gaz, or Rick, but actually just Gazrik. No one calls me either of those things. Yeah, thank you so much for breakfast. It's very nice to be here and back and see you again. These are the rivals, my friends, and of course you know Sierra.
Of course. She was the one who very kindly found you for me. Please,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, I'll take a seat. As I'm sitting down, I basically say, we need details. What exactly do you need? Do you need from us?
What can the rivals provide Bryn Shender?
Well, if you'll allow me to sit with my own cup of coffee, I'll be happy to tell you.
Of course.
And she strolls around. She just gets herself a very dainty plate of fruit and makes herself a mug of coffee and sits down. So, I'm not sure all of what Sarah has shared with you, but what I need, and I'll make it worth your while, because what I'm asking is going to be dangerous, is to get into Revel's End and befriend Valish Gant. Why, you might wonder?
Okay.
Well, even though he's been in Revel's End for quite some time, apparently he may have operatives in the 10 towns. And I need to see if that's true. And what I'm going to offer for him is getting his sentence shortened. If he can or will cooperate, I can work with authorities to make sure that he gets out.
But not until you know if he has people in the 10 towns.
And if his information is true. Because you see, I'm not foolish enough to take anything he tells me to heart. I will make sure that his information is verified before I make a move to have his sentence shortened or commuted.
And this is why you need us to get in, because it can't be official until you know.
Well, it can't be official in general. I can't be seen lollygagging or dealing with criminals, especially not someone like Valish Gant.
Is Valish a special kind of criminal? Like, is he in the, I guess, whatever the general population is, or is he a, is he in solitary? Like, what's that looking like in terms of his level of notoriety?
Yes.
Would I know? Would I know, like?
You should know,
Yeah.
Gosrick. Give me a history.
Okay.
And let's see if you remember or not.
Yeah. A history. Well, is it? Am I not logged? Here's the thing. I opened up my Gosrick page, but I was not logged in. I'm gonna.
Oh dear. Are you gonna roll
a
actual
D20
dice?
and then add 3. Yeah.
That's okay. I didn't open the campaign at all, so I'm doing even better. You take a week off, you forget how to play, y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah. There are dice.
No Star Trek.
I got a 15.
Is that with or without the 3?
That is with the 3. That I was doing some fast math.
All right. So Gosrick would know that he is, at this point, he is pretty much in the general population, or in Gen Pop, as people would say. He's not as notorious as he was when he went in. He's been there quite a time. Gosrick would have served with him. And
okay.
Ooh.
And Gosrick's sudden departure is something that Valish has always wondered about, because as far as the Arcane Brotherhood knew, he was kind of itching to join their ranks, but wasn't supposed to be out for quite a while. So whether or not Gosrick wants to let you all know that is fine, but Valish may remember you. He's not like special Arcane Brotherhood section of the jail. There is no such thing. But he's there, and as far as he knows, that is where he's going to end his days.
Yes. From what I can recall, Valish was there when I was there, and unless his sentence is shortened, will be there after we all die. He is not leaving this place. So this offer, Speaker Shane, is very promising. He might remember me, so this might be in our favor and against it, but if he has now been closely tied, I like turn to the group, if he's now been closely tied to the Arcane Brotherhood, then he would have followed through on the path him and I both started many years ago. I chose to step away because I had an opportunity and frankly, a better deal. And you know me, that's what I'm after anyways. Speaker Shane, how do we get in then?
Well, that's the part we were going to figure out this morning, because it has to be believable if you just show up, especially Gosrick after being gone for so long. It's going to be a bit hard to sell the fact that your friends here and you got put into Revel's End of all places for what could be a very minor thing. We don't normally jail outsiders in a place like that. We usually just send them on their way. You're from here, so we could easily say you foolishly returned to Bryn Shander, and there was an outstanding warrant that you claim you didn't know about, and there you go, you're back in Revel's End. Your friends, however, we need to come up with a convincing story, or they need to commit a crime that we'll know about. It'll be our little secret, but they won't know that at Revel's End.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was thinking that we could just, because I agree that it would be easier for Gosrick to get in just as a repeat offender. But I would think that if we were accessories, that we would get in too. But if that's not good enough, then I wouldn't want to just like harm someone just to get into the prison. So I would hope that there's some kind of crime that we can perform that does not harm anyone, like some sort of what they call in Waterdeep white collar crime.
White collar crime.
I think
that could be done.
What if Speaker Shane, you're aware of the string of murders that happened a couple months ago? Did they ever find out who did those?
No.
What if we did?
I mean, we did stop it.
Yeah, but they stopped after we left.
Oh, that's good, because then I also come in with more street cred. It's like I came back to town to hunt and prey on my former. Yes, this is good. I'm scary,
I like the idea. Yeah, that should be enough to get us into Rebel's End if we were tied to to those unsolved murders.
And also, who knows how many folks in the Rebel's End know about the rivals? We could be a group of marauders, of devious individuals committing all kind of shenanigans and machinations of the dark arts.
This rogue group claiming to be from Waterdeep preceded by an avalanche, arrives into 10 towns under mysterious circumstances.
Shaka, write this down. Write this down.
Oh yeah.
Commits gross murders most foul, and then they disappear without a trace, and the murders have stopped. Months later, thinking that no one could possibly remember that they were in 10 towns, they return, but someone remembers. And now they're going to Revel's End to face their crimes or something.
I got to save this because I think Rinn might want this for his book. That was actually really good.
It's mine.
Well, you know. Oh, okay. We're all
of course, Tahani's been working on a book, and Rinn just happened to pop one out after working on it like a week. Been like crafting a masterpiece for years.
Yeah, no, I like this though because that way we don't have to do anything new. We don't have to do anything that will put us in a uncompromised mission. The murders would definitely be something that people know about, you know. And Speaker Shane, do you think that would be a good idea to get us that you could get us into Rebel's End as prisoners for us to meet up with Valesh?
The truest of cold cases.
I'm just trying not to groan at the pun. She kind of waves for you. I like that idea. It will take a bit of time to prepare paperwork and set up a convincing ruse of having you all arrested, either at your inn or in the middle of town square. So the rest of the day and evening is yours, and then at any point tomorrow, you'll be arrested. That way, Sierra, didn't you say that there was another one of them with them?
Oh yeah, he is sleeping.
We'll fill him in with a plan. It'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, he'll be awakened by constables.
You know what? Maybe we should only slightly hint at it, but if he is a little unaware, it'll be all the more convincing.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, could we get, like you said, any point? Like, can we get a time? Like a time? Like, can we be? You know, like at any point? Like sounds. I don't know. I just feel like you could say, at this time you will be arrested, so we can know, be ready.
Why? Because if you're ready and awaiting arrest, it will not be convincing.
Okay.
I mean, I could arrest you now, and you could just sit in a dark, cold cell until tomorrow if you'd like. If you're so eager for arrest.
Yes. So what Shock is thinking about is he's thinking about, you know, his youth. He was arrested previously in Waterdeep and was not a great experience. So he is trying to, I guess, deal with the fact that he's going to have to be arrested again. So he's kind of like trying to do it. So he kind of says like, okay, I mean, you make a good point. Like we do want it to be believable. You know, I'll just have to deal with that.
Can we at least be arrested after breakfast?
I mean, also, if we're going to get arrested, he like looks to Speaker Shane. Is there anyone you want us to like, homes you want to break into, like enemies you want us to find information about, like, I mean, like political rivals you want us to do some espionage on before we get to go? I'm just like, you know.
One eyebrow is just creeping up as you say this, kind of like, how uncouth do you think I am?
I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm going to jail anyways. Like, if like thinking about my rap sheet when I get in there, if it's very impressive, like people are going to leave us alone in the right ways, you know, or give us access to different sections than we thought before.
No, that's what I have Sierra for.
The cushier cells.
Yeah, well, I mean, if a Valish is in like the general area, like I don't think we need to worry about needing access to, you know, solitary or if he was like a special prisoner or something like. So I think we should be good if we just go in as regular. Like I don't think we need a super impressive rap sheet. We could just, you know, go in and see what we
hear
got.
you guys. I mean, I'm honest, having multiple murders going on our belt is pretty good. Last time I went in there is for selling illegal goods. So this is like a huge step up.
Yeah, I was going to say, we are going in under suspicion of several murders. A rap sheet does it as several unsolved murders, months-old murders. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Yeah.
In terms of a rap sheet, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, I think this is good. I don't think we'll have to worry about, you know, people not believing us or being able to gain like you know if we you know when we meet up with a Valish, like I don't think he'll have any doubt, you know, like it won't be like who are these, like you know, people, like, you know. So yeah, I think it can work.
I'm just saying, I mean, if we're going to jail, why not go out to the bank? You know, if we've got a limited time, basically we've got 24 hours of freedom, so why not have fun, huh?
Yeah, Gazrick, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't want to actually commit crimes.
Oh,
yes.
These are crimes that we are taking responsibility for, but that we didn't actually do. I don't want to actually do crime.
Exactly.
Okay.
Me neither.
I mean, what if there's a jerk who runs a restaurant and you don't pay your bill? You know what I mean? Like that's pretty good crime.
What about his workers though? Like, are they?
Yes. Okay. I mean, yes, you leave tip, but then he you're right. Okay. There's no good crime.
There is no ethical crime under capitalism.
Speaker, I'm sure you are enthralled by this conversation about.
She's just like sitting there drinking her coffee, looking so entirely bored.
Yes. So you said that it'll take a day to get up the paperwork, right? Do you have any suggestions of what we could do during the day to maybe get, you know, some more information on how we should act, or what, you know, to like prep us more for the environment inside of Rebel's End?
And onto that end, how we get out of Rebel's End. Exactly. That is also very important.
Well,
yeah. Is there anybody that's ever escaped from there?
Hi.
You're looking at him.
Hello.
Oh, I thought you served your sentence.
No. Minor crime of selling illegal goods was minor, yes, but 700 years did not seem too great. I mean, I'm a gnome. I'm going to live for much longer, but still.
Okay. Well, hopefully the way that you escaped is still valid. I don't know what that way is. You don't have to tell me if you don't feel comfortable, but hopefully that way has not been, you know, taken care of, because they notice that's how you escape. So we'll see.
You're looking at my way out, and I like point to Speaker Shane, and I think like he like tells the group, like, I mean, the only I did not escape Rebel's End. I brokered the deal and was smuggled out because I was useful to the Speaker, and the guards were willing to comply, you know, and I mean, yeah, they had their fun along the way, but sure, I got out. And so
so like us getting the info from Valis should be enough to, you know, to be smuggled out, because got it.
If there is someone inside we can trust to share that information with. A lot of the guards are also, they serve Waterdeep, but they serve Bryn Shander and Rebel's End, but they also serve someone else's pay.
Right. Soul swords. Yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, so Beaker, is there any activity that you recommend us do to get more background information, or do you think that we should just kind of relax and prepare for, you know, just give ourselves ready to be in a harsh environment tomorrow?
I would say have good food, enjoy sleeping in a nice bed for the last night for a while, and probably, if you haven't done so already, be seen around town. Because the more that people notice outsiders, the more likely it is to be believed that you did something untoward.
See, I'm saying we could be creepy and like act like. And never mind, it's fine. We'll just be normal people, and it's more of a surprise. Everyone will be like, "Oh, they were so nice."
Well, the speaker is saying we should be known, so I guess we should go out and hang out for a night.
Well, I mean, you should still get some good night's sleep because that bed thing is no joke, dude. Yeah, the mattresses, it's an insult to call them as such in there. But no, we should go on a tour. Maybe go on a frozen lake ride. Is the monster still out? I like turn and like ask.
I think the monster was in Bremen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The monster was in Bremen. The monster could have,
No, it's on the frozen lake though. That's what I remembered. So I don't know if it's like you're saying, like traveling underneath in any way. But yeah, I ask speaker Sierra, the speaker in Sierra, like, is that the ice lake monster from Bremen still wandering about, or do you all get that sorted?
You mean in Bremen where we aren't?
Okay, so you guys don't know about it. That's fine.
No.
Well, so maybe not go on the ice lake then, because that might still be a thing. But yeah, there's a lot we can do in Bryn Shander.
We could just have a snowball fight.
How dare you?
We could have a snowball fight. I don't know if people here would like. I don't know how they would take it.
Yeah, no one does a snowball fight in a place where it's like
yeah, this is snow all the time.
It does not.
But it would attract attention, right? Like it would make us known. So maybe we should look for the public square, or like like a part that people would be at, and just because I think Dahani might be onto something, because no one does it. They're just waiting for one person to start it. Everyone's scared. Everyone's scared.
It's the town of Footloose here, except everyone dances, but nobody throws snow.
Yeah. So like I think Dahani might be onto something. So I think we should go to the
most public place. And
just start it and see. Maybe someone will join in. Who knows? Either way, we will definitely be noticed, and that's the goal. So I like it.
So you all are going to go start a snowball fight?
I mean, we're going to walk around. Maybe when we get to town square, have a slight snowball fight.
There's no maybe.
Okay, we'll have a snowball fight. It might get turned into a big thing. We'll see if anyone else jumps in. But I mean, we're just going to go enjoy our time.
Yeah, Shock is very excited about this after spending so much time in the blazing inferno of Avernus. He, has not had a snowball fight in a, very long time. So he's like, okay, I like it.
I mean, we should just be seen in town. Like, make sure that we are seen. Like, I'll do some flying, and people will be like, "Oh man, look at that!" And then, when I try to fly away from my captors tomorrow, and they're like, "Man, I saw her flying, and now she can't anymore." And then it's, it's gonna be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's smart. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, there's some places I'd love to eat while we're in town. I wonder if they're still around. There's a really good fish grill that was on the corner near the port.
Is there a Waffle House?
No, there's no Waffle House here, unfortunately. But there is.
So while you all are talking, Duvessa actually just kind of holds up her hands, like, this is lovely and all, but
yeah, we don't need to have this in front of you. You're right. Yeah.
Thank you, speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And she also just kind of she reaches into a pocket and throws a bag of gold on the table. Your full pay will be 250 gold each, but this is just a down payment. I suggest you make sure someone you can trust keeps that unless you go spend it all today in town. Because they're going to take everything from you in jail.
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to grab it and I have not brought I brought a couple of soul coins. I haven't brought my full stash though, because I still think somebody's gonna find interest. Then plus it might be cool if when I get arrested I have some soul coins.
Yeah.
So
are you trying to give her a soul coin?
No, I'm not trying to give her. Well, actually, she has books on Avernus and stuff. So I don't try to give it to her, but I take one out and I say, as a show of good faith, you seem like you're interested in places outside, of Icewind Dale. This is a authentic soul coin from Avernus. Would you like one to add to your collection?
She just smiles and looks at it and holds out a hand for Sierra. And Sierra goes off for a minute and comes back and puts a pouch in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she lets the pouch open on the table, and there's a clatter of many, many soul coins. Do you mean like those?
Yes, but this one, this one I got.
It was minted.
Yeah, exactly. This is a rare run. No, he kind of sheepishly puts his soul coin back in the pouch and says, "I was just wondering, but thank you for showing me your collection. That's pretty good. Pretty good."
Collection, he says. That's cute. As she just scoops them back up in the sack and ties it and sets it next to her. And, she kind of has that, that she's about 30 seconds from saying, "Bless your heart."
Oh, no.
Oh, you're so cute. Mm-hmm. So she just leans back. If you like, as Sierra will probably be one of the people arresting you tomorrow, I can make sure that your goods and things are stored here because the inn won't keep them for free.
Yes, well, thank you for holding on to them. That's good. At least we know it's someplace safe and secure.
It's just part of the contract. It's not anything special.
And how do we alert you once we've made contact? How do we confirm with you once we have knowledge that he is operating in 10 towns, or once we have informed him that he is interested?
One of the guards, or several of the guards, are there in my employ, and they will make themselves known once you are in and processed into the prison.
Okay, so you have someone you can trust. Okay.
Well, they're employees. I didn't say I could trust them.
Fair.
And you are allowed to write letters, ostensibly to your family. Make sure that the guard that is known to you gets your letter, and that will be the way I know that you've actually succeeded.
Oh. Do we have to write the letter in some kind of code? Because they're probably going to read the letters before they go out.
No, but I think that's why
we have a catchphrase.
The special guard.
Okay.
I'd
like to have I'd like to have a catchphrase just in case it gets into another guard's hand.
What do you want it to be? Banana
so we can say something. so it can just be the sun shines on the hill.
And she just looks at you, shocked. She's like, "Do you think this is some 2-copper crime novel?"
No, just I mean, we can't say exactly what we're doing. I'm just trying to. I think it would be better for the plan if we had some kind of just in case it gets in the wrong hands. We don't want to spill the beans.
She sighs deeply and she's like, no code words, no foolishness is that. This isn't one of those entertainments I hear of that they have in the Nine Hells. One of those moving entertainments I hear. This is serious work, and if you cannot be serious about it, we can send just Gosrick, and you all can go back to wherever you live.
I'm being very serious, but if you have, I guess you have a lot of faith in these guards. So okay, we will write I still don't feel comfortable writing the explicit plans in the letter, but we'll write something to you, and just know that if you get any letter from us, that we succeeded.
And she just shakes her head and looks at Gosrick. Are you sure about including them in this plan?
Yeah. It'll be good because it'll throw off suspicion from you and our intent, because frankly it will be so off and so peculiar that it'll just be more focused about us than thinking we have any actual connection to you.
Or quirky.
Well, I would say go enjoy the rest of your day. Sierra can make sure that everything is ready for you. And again, as to make it as authentic as possible, you will be picked up at any time in the morning or afternoon, or if I feel like it, maybe the evening.
Can we get like a window? Like, I know you don't want to give the exact time, right? But how about we say, again, I'm assuming that we are doing hours and stuff like that. Can we say like a 6-hour window? You know, maybe a 4-hour window of arrest?
Does this look like favor and delivery service to you?
Okay. I guess not. Okay. All right, everybody. Just be ready anytime tomorrow, I guess.
Yes.
Icewind Dale, sure, a great town.
Well, you do know that you are free to go. We really only need Gosrick.
Well, Gosrick brought us, and I have not spent a lot of time with him, but my close friends have, so I that's enough for me. I do trust him, and I want to support him.
Very well. Enjoy your... Yes?
The rivals can't have normal team building exercises, from what I've learned.
This isn't a team building exercise. This is life and death. Hopefully you all treat it that way.
Oh, we've been through a lot of that. Trust me. We have been through that. So this is just a thing that we do. So we will handle it.
With the utmost respect, Speaker Shane, I completely understand that this is life and death. However, in the short amount of time that I've been with the rivals, every single thing that we have done has been life or death. It's a Sunday for us if you have those in Icewind Dale.
We do. Usually I'm brunching about now, with a lovely glass of Moscato and some braised ribs, but here we are.
Sounds real great. Anyway, we're going to go now.
Thank you, Speaker.
You're welcome. I believe Gosrick did not actually give me your names.
Oh, so sorry. This is Shaka and this is Tahani. And we're usually good guys. You know, we solved the string of murders as the rivals. Our other friend Rinn, who's around, he's sleeping. And then we also have some friends who aren't here, but I guess you don't really care about them right now. Did I leave anybody out?
I mean, you said some friends. I think that covers Celise and everyone.
Kind of, yeah. And then Duo, I guess, he's a friend. And Brian, you're still iffy about him. Honestly, we're kind of a collection.
You said Brian, and I was like, "Who the hell is Brian?"
Hey, Brian is keeping our inn.
I love the cut to Brian and Duo having their own Pinky and the Brain experience while we're like gone and away.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
Duo and Brian, the Brain.
We go. We leave.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are you going to do with your last day of freedom?
Oh boy. So we got this gold, and we know that we can only have it tonight because they're going to take it. So
I mean, it'll be waiting for us afterwards. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, but we don't know how long this prison thing is going to take. So let's get something good to eat. Like, do you remember any fine restaurants?
Yeah, man. There's like a grill your own fish spot that uses only like the best catches of the day from the ice hole. Like, we can go check it out. It's by the rip at the port.
I think we should check that out, then consider a snowball fight.
Yeah, yes. Well, you don't want to. Actually, I've never had a snowball fight, but it seems like something you don't want to do on an empty stomach. I mean, I know we also just had breakfast, but I could eat again.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Dahani's gonna, while we're walking, Dahani's gonna kind of sidle up to Shaka for a minute, and you seem really nervous about the whole getting arrested thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you been arrested before? It's not a pleasant experience.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of, growing up in Waterdeep, it's a rough town. And, especially, growing up as a tiefling in Waterdeep is not easy. So I definitely had some experiences. Now, they were not like justified experiences, but I still had them. So I am a bit worried about going into a prison and doing all this. Not that I don't think we can handle it, but I mean, I'm sure you're worried about stuff. It's just something I'm worried about.
I mean, I suppose when you think about it, like being arrested, even when it's for a cause and we know that it's coming, like, I guess the impression that you leave on the people who are watching it is not very good. But I just wanted to say that I've only known you peripherally for a while, and I think you're really cool. And I'm not gonna let anybody hurt you while we're in there, because that's what friends do and stuff.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I won't let anyone hurt anyone here.
Heck yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know, like, I mean, if you feel like, I don't know, if it starts to get to you, I suppose, like, just know that I mean, we're in it together, and it's not real. I mean, it's gonna feel super real, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, let's just try to get it done as fast as we can. Like, hopefully, it doesn't take a long time. I mean, like this Valish person is, they're in the general population. We can get even where their cell is and that kind of stuff, so we can just get in and get out. Because I fear that the longer I'm in there, the more it could get to me.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll try and knock this out as quickly as we can.
All right. So did that conversation happen after you left
Yes.
Duvessa Shane's house, or still in the house?
No, after we left.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
after we're
Godric
walking.
is
Okay.
probably leading us to the super cool grill your own fish place by the port.
Yeah, it's like a hibachi spot.
Yeah, but essentially, exactly. Yeah.
Hibachi.
But it's with fresh ice fish, fish that are like picked out of ice holes. Yeah.
Like they
All right.
literally just fish them up and then take them to the grill. Oh,
That's awesome.
great.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I would love it if you all kind of RP'd this out for us, because I think it would be interesting. And also, without your fourth member here, it's harder to do what I plan to do. So
yeah, this is it's still here. It's Greg's fish spot. It's real great. Come on. So they have an option. You can either catch your own fish, like you can like rent a pole yourself, or you can have somebody do it for you. It's really up to you. And this is where we can allow ourselves to roll skill checks to see if we catch any good fish. If you will allow that, Tanya.
yes, go for it.
I definitely want to try to catch my own fish.
I do.
I see. It's part of the fun, right? What would that be for us? Would you? Sleight of hand
or sleight of hand?
That's a good question, Lauren. If you're in the chat, what would fishing be?
It could be so many things. I
would actually say a strength check.
Oh, for like a big old fish.
Oh, it's multiple checks even. Yeah, I like that.
I feel like it could be like a animal handling or nature to get it, and then a strength to like keep it, to keep it.
I like that. So how you lure it in requires like an animal handling, nature, or I'll even say survival, right? Like survival seems like how you. Yeah, that seems fun. Okay.
There's actually fishing tackle as equipment.
Ooh.
So.
Hold on. There's actually in Icewind Dale. There's actually a fishing for knucklehead trout.
Oh right.
Thing.
Yeah, but that's a whole different adventure.
No. I mean, like just to fish. Like if we wanted to fish for our own.
Yeah, there's like a mechanic to it.
I assume that the fish that we will be grilling is knucklehead trout. Because that's kind of the big thing in.
Yeah. That's like like last season. That's what all the eggs, all the meals are made out of. Knucklehead trout.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me check this index real fast.
I'm looking at the knucklehead trout. Are you sure you want to do this?
Let's see. Yes. So it's a survival check, and then a strength check. Yeah. So it's pretty much kind of what we were saying, though. There is a dex check to get pulled into the frigid water. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So okay,
I think we might be safe from that because it's an establishment.
Yeah, because it's like a restaurant.
Yeah.
So do you want to actually catch your own fish, or do you want to just say that's what's on the menu?
I want to catch my own fish.
All right.
I do.
So just so you're aware, one knucklehead trout can weigh up to 70 pounds.
Okay, so we might we can do a group thing where we're all holding on.
I'll take the survive. If someone's got good strength, I'll let them. I'll help. But yeah,
I do not have good strength.
Can I suggest something? Can we kind of kids on bikes this a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's say that Greg's fish spot has like a like Red Lobster, a pre-selected, pre-caught quantity of fish that are smaller, and in these designated kind of like it's like a hand-built ice hole fishing place,
right?
Like a tank, and there's all these fish, and there are the ice holes, and you can catch your own fish that way.
Yeah.
So the fish that we're catching,
I see.
are not going to be super large, but
okay.
We're not over farming, natural. I like that.
It's almost like an environment, like an easier environment to catch them because they're in a tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but so there's different ranges. You could use the kiddie pool where you've got like really the small ones, or you can kind of, if you really want to try the 70-pounders, they're over there. I do not recommend it. Especially with my strength of 8, it's not a good call.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't have my strength either.
I'm a tiny rock gnome, dude. Like,
I think Gazik's right. Well, let's just try to get it from the tank, but avoid the 70-pounders.
All right.
Just do the average fish.
Okay, this is not where I saw today going at all.
Me neither. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So, are you all going to the same tank?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the medium size tank. I don't want the kiddie pool. I don't want to try for the 70-pounder. I want an average sized fish.
So you want to catch a fish that could be your fish for dinner?
Yes. Yeah.
Or lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do too. I want to catch something and say I caught my dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, everyone make me a wisdom check, and you have to beat 15.
Wisdom.
Okay.
Yes. Since you showed me where the fishing for knucklehead trout was, I'm following those rules.
Fair.
Okay.
Got a 16.
So you caught a fish.
Got a 7.
Caught a fish. Nice.
Oh, Shaka did not catch a fish.
I did not.
Wow. So the fact that you two are not from Icewind Dale has failed you in trying to catch a fish. So let's continue to kind of kids on bike this. Do you want to say that Gosrick only caught one fish, enough for him, or do you want to say he caught enough for all three of you, or do you want to try to fish again?
Dahani would like to try to fish again.
Okay.
Dahani, like, this is not so far removed from how they hunted in Chult. Like, you know, there were some Aarakocra on Kirsabal that were like the equivalent of like water divers. Like, they would like dive in and get their own fish. And she was not one of those, but she thinks she understands it in theory.
Okay. So when you are ready, you are more than welcome to try again. Shaka, what would you like to do?
I want to try again as well. I kind of look at Dahani, and it's kind of turned into a little bit of a mini competition, like who can, like which Icewind newbie can can catch their fish first. So I definitely want to try again for sure.
All right. When you're ready, go for it.
Right.
I rolled a 21.
Wow.
I rolled a nat 20.
Hey.
Wow.
Fish.
So you each have caught, I'm going to say, because you rolled so well, you each have caught 3 fish. So there's a total of 7 fish total that you all can cook.
That's very good.
So I turn to Gaza, so Gaza can say, is the serving size like 1 fish?
I mean, serving size is really like, what is your serving? For me, I hold up like my fish. Like, this is plenty. I like this. This will do me. I'll probably have leftovers. It also like holding up. It's like maybe a like. Considering they get up to 70 pounds, and this was like from the medium pool, this is maybe a 15-pound fish. Like, it's big, but like for Gosrick, that's like head to torso. Like, it's a big fish for me.
Because I turn to like Dahani and the Gosrick and say, yeah, I think this is more than enough. I think we should like bring some home to Rinn. So he also has some good food before he gets arrested.
Oh, smart.
That he doesn't know about, by the way.
Yeah.
So before he gets surprise arrested tomorrow.
We should not cook it then. We should just take it and throw it in some snow, keep it cold, and we'll just bring it back to him and cook it over there. Because if we cook it, it's not going to keep through the cold.
Well, how far away is where you're eating versus where you're staying?
I think it's I think from where Duvessa's was, it was probably like another like 10 minutes. And so it's like still like a 15-minute walk, but it's like, it's cold. It's like Arctic, right? Like, so like,
fair.
Yeah.
So are you all going to eat there and then bring Rinn and then bring fish to cook Rinn?
Yeah.
It's one of those inns where if you bring your own ingredients, they'll, you know, knock some of the price off of your stay.
I'm just saying, like just cook this fish and bring it up to room 207. That's all I'm asking.
All right. So while your fish is cooking, what are you all doing?
I'm trying to get as much info from Gosrick as possible about his prison stint.
Me too.
So I'm like, you know Valish?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
Yeah, so I'm like, so you said you went to prison for selling illegal goods. What's it like? I mean, do you think we're gonna have a problem in this place?
I mean, it sounds very extreme. Like, oh, I was in Rebel's End and I got out. Like, but really, I mean, like, I did what I did. I got sent to jail, and I was in there, and I was extremely lucky that I had information that the Arcane Brotherhood did not want to get out, and I, looking over his shoulders, like, I told some people about it, and I was able to make my way out. I don't know how the story got spun, that I was the only one ever to escape Revel's End, because I think, maybe it's because I didn't change my name afterwards. That's probably I'm sure other people have gotten out, but, like, assumed a new identity. But I was like, I'm fine. I'm leaving anyways. I'm going to Waterdeep, which, you know.
I'm sorry. So immediately after, you left prison? You came to us?
No. I mean, there's like a good like 25 years between the two.
Oh,
but I was
okay.
just like, taking my goods, sort of making my routes. I'd always planned on going to Waterdeep because I heard it was warm. And so I found out about the rivals, frankly, I mean, shortly after. Well,
Okay.
shortly before I arrived.
Okay, so there's no kind of like, since it's been 25 years, any kind of probation you may have been on that will prevent you from leaving?
Probation would have been different because I was not officially released.
Oh, right, that's
Because
right.
Rebels
Yeah,
End does not have official.
that's right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you're essentially a future.
I'm essentially I'm in witness protection without changing my name, essentially.
Oh
Missed
yeah,
that
I'll
one
shock.
key step.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shock is he is visibly nervous. And he's basically like, so Gosrick, when you go back in, are you scared? Like all these people that you might have seen before, they probably know you got smuggled out. They might have think you maybe dropped some dirt on them or snitched on somebody or like you said that you made a deal. Like, are you scared of anything going back in there?
See, like Gosrick like picks at his food a little bit. I mean, it's part of the reason why I want us to look as impressive as we do when we get back in there. Because the thing about a prison is word travels fast. And when there's not a lot of stuff to do, and word can also spin very quickly. And yeah, there'll be some people who will remember me, obviously Baelish, which is great. But if we are able to come in with something new and something to disrupt the original narrative, I think it will keep me safe. Y'all will be fine. Y'all will be okay.
Okay. What is there any kind of like initiation, like something that they do for new prisoners, like anything like
you
that
go
that
through
we should
processing, like you have your information process through the central forum.
I think Shaka means like prisoner to prisoner.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh
like,
yeah. No, I mean,
like to earn the respect of the other prisoners, is there any kind of unofficial welcome to the prison?
Are we gonna get hazed?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Only if you piss off the wrong person. Like truly, it really depends on the individual. I got through because I didn't bother anyone. I floated. People knew me because I could get them things, because that's what I do. But I did not rub shoulders with anyone. I did not make enemies with anybody. I actively tried not to. But now that I've gone, I don't know what that dynamic will be. Maintaining neutrality in the prison in Rebels End was my method of surviving my time there before I found my way out. I don't know what it's going to be like now. I don't know who are the powers at be in that space. If certain groups have more authority than before, if certain organizations carry more power. I don't know who is in control. And that scares me a little bit more. But I'll be honest. It's very comforting knowing I'm not going in there alone. Being in there by yourself is terrible. Oh God. But we'll be in there. I mean, obviously, they don't have. We should have asked Duvessa to put us in a group cell. I don't know if they'll do that. We'll see. We'll probably get separated and maybe given random cellmates or just be tied up together. I really don't know. We should think about how we communicate with one another inside. That's something, right?
Well, you're the expert, so we will leave it up to you.
I mean, we can
obviously,
yeah, we can talk during general communication and moments, but just don't try not to get set into solitary, because then it's very difficult. Yeah, okay, now as I talk about all the steps and preparations, yeah, I guess I am a little nervous. The anxiety is kind of coming back. And you see he's just like picked apart his entire fish but not eaten anything of it. But we're choosing to go in. We're going in of our choice. And that I feel... that means we probably can leave when we want, right?
I hope so. And then if my fish has been cooked, I start to eat it.
All right. At that point. Dahani, do you have any thoughts? Or are you just more like, give me that fish so I caught it?
No, so Dahani has been watching, like, you know, she's waiting for her fish to be cooked and everything, but like she's very, very carefully watching Gosrick at this point. And I was almost, I think I still do want to make an insight check as Gosrick has been talking.
Okay.
Kind of gauge how he really feels about it. That is such a large number. My goodness. That is a 26.
Wow.
Oh.
Perceptive.
Very,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. So like she's watching Gosrick like pick apart his food, and he's really rambling. Like it almost looks like, you know, I cannot speak to it, but it almost looks like he's in the middle of like a panic attack, like where he's really kind of now realizing what he has agreed to.
Yeah.
I think you get the insight and the understanding that like the reason why Gosrick wants to have done so much today, wants to have like experienced so much, is that he's starting to understand that the walls are closing. Mm-hmm. And I think experience and memory are the things that like push it back. But like, and this is part of the reason why he like took you all to like one of his old spots that still happen to be here. Like, yeah, it's being confined is something you've always noticed he's not been a fan of.
Okay. So then at that point, once Shaka's fish comes in and Shaka stops talking and starts to eat, like Dahani will kind of like very pointedly like push Gosrick's plate toward him and says, "You should probably eat."
What? Oh, yeah. Yes, I should. Yes. It just it's easier for the sauce now. You can make sure because the bone. Yeah, I should eat.
You know, we wouldn't have come here with you if we weren't okay with what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, I know. And thank you. I really... It is an immense comfort knowing who you can trust when you're in there.
Yeah, you can trust us.
Yes. But that being said, we can only trust us. Even Duvessa may throw us under the bus at the last moment. Speaker Shane might seem it easier for us to not leave. So we trust us.
Trust us.
Mm-hmm.
Trust us.
Also, how many fish are we leaving for Rinn behind? Just want to make sure you get the to-go box.
He's been really into the games lately, so
Yes.
I think we should eat our fill and maybe a little bit over, and then whatever's left we just take for him.
Yeah, 3, because well 2. We have 7 fish, right?
Yes.
I think we caught between us all. So yeah,
I eat 1.
yeah,
It's a 15-pound fish, so it is an endeavor.
Yeah.
Without the bones, because without the bones, you take a lot out. But yeah.
Okay, so like how? Yes. So we bring back a lot of fish, but it's for like all of us. It's not just for him.
So you could have like a celebratory dinner that you caught yourself.
Yes. The kitchen throws a celebratory meal for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Congrats, you're going to jail.
Yeah, as we tell Rinn, he's going to be arrested.
Wow.
Like at any point tomorrow.
It's a very private dinner up in our room. We caught so much fish. Also, tomorrow we're getting arrested.
And that will just give it away because I could hear Rinn shout as you tell him this. I think making your way slowly back to your accommodation will be where we stop this week. And I know it's 2:00. We're not ending yet. We are going to do some Q&A as we normally do, which is in character. Obviously, no Rinn questions because Brandon's not here. But if you want to ask our characters questions, you want to ask our NPCs questions, put question in front of your question, which is weirdly worded, and we'll answer them.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and you can ask us stuff. Mm-hmm. And if we don't get any questions, we'll just end now and have awkward silence.
I will say I will fill this awkward silence with awkward banter. I literally just came up with the plot to get us into the prison, like as we were thinking. I was like, we were literally just here like a couple months ago.
Well, you were in Bremen. You were not in Bryn Shander.
Yeah. Well, we were in Bryn Shander at first. Yeah. Then we took the sled to Bremen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but we didn't see much of Bryn Shander. We just saw like the main part that we met the sheriff and all that, and then we took the thing out. So now we're actually seeing the entire city.
Okay. Oh, we have some questions. Fairbear says, question, Celise, how much disturbance do you sense in the force right now? Oh boy. Celise is like somewhere like trying to eat like, I guess, dinner or lunch. I'm not sure the time difference. And she just has like, when they say someone walks over your grave, she had that kind of feeling in her back. Oh, hello, Raiders. Welcome on in, a big community. We're doing some Q&A. Hello.
Character Q&A.
In character Q&A. So if you've watched Rivals before, feel free to ask us questions. Obviously, you didn't see today's episode because you're rating us, but if you have questions about the Rivals and can ask us in character, feel free. She's probably getting letters at some point, telling her what's going on. Maybe not now, but hopefully someone will remember to let her know what's happening. They know she's at Paladin school, but oh no, so sorry about that.
Our Nightbot is a little aggressive.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of that was a whole lot of caps.
Nightbot does not like caps.
That was too many. That was too much hype. Sorry, just small hype, or as Stephen Kill's emote, mild hype. Mild excite.
We got a question for Shaka.
Shaka, yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any regrets coming back now that you're going to prison?
Huge regrets. Because not only the prison part, but also being in league with Sierra, that he's still not quite bought in on. The speaker, he thinks, is just like, she seems like she's just a bureaucrat that needs some people to do some shady work for her. So he's like, whatever, this is the same kind of person I dealt with in Waterdeep. But he is definitely having some doubts for sure. But he's going to roll with it because, he rides with his crew. But yeah, he's like, well, back in it, I guess.
We have a NPC question for Duvessa.
Oh dear.
How did you feel talking with the rivals, and how confident are you that the job will be done after meeting them?
So what had happened was, Duvessa is not feeling at all whatsoever confident in this. She's thinking either A, they're going to screw up getting her info because they're not going to talk to the right guard. She's really concerned that Gosrick may double cross her. And also, she is pretty sure that the tiefling is going to act like he's in a 2-bit crime novel and screw it all up.
I had a great little line, a great little cipher.
Go for it.
That's how Shaka's coping. I think that's how Shaka's coping.
Go for it. I want to hear it, Shareef.
Well, I had the sun was shining on the hill, but that was just the beginning. It was really going to be an elaborate paragraph that would not make sense to a guard, but you would have a cipher that would switch the letters and would have our true message in it, you know? Like
okay.
That was going to be the plan. We could have
pinned a flower on our shirt. We could have done so much less.
It got shut down early, so Shaka did not proceed with it, but yeah, we're gonna set up a little cipher, a little thing. But
we got more questions as I scroll through. So
question for the group: was fish the meal you would have expected as your last before going to prison?
Oh
no,
that was straight up no.
It's good though. It was good.
It was good. It was good. Greg knows how to season a fish. I am very impressed. It was very good fish, but definitely not the. I mean, let's start off with this. Dahani has never expected to go to prison. I have never expected that I would be going to prison. That being said, this fish was not bad for my last meal before going to prison.
Well, I mean, there's still dinner.
I just have a feeling that it's gonna still be fish.
No, we could have ice spiders too again.
Question for you, Gazrick. Understanding that not all plans are perfect, how confident are you that this plan will work?
Yes. This plan will work most likely. I'm confident it will work because I'm confident in the fact I'm not doing it alone. So if we can improvise, we can pivot as we move along through, but our intention will guide us to where we need to go. So that's a long way of saying not very confident in our written plan and that we'll have to make choices as we move through. Yes.
The plan in our hearts is very sound.
Exactly. Yes.
I keep feeling like Masood's going to break into a villain monologue the way that you're sitting in that chair.
So I'm just getting, like the sun was hitting me.
I know, it's just hilarious. Like I look over, I'm like waiting for the, so.
My cat will pop in my lap in a moment.
I believe so we just did the Gosrick question. There's one for Shaka. At the moment, what do you prefer, Avernus or Icewind Dale? And could that opinion change in the future?
Definitely currently Avernus. Shaka got to a sense where he knew and understood it. He had been there with the rivals and then just with Ash and her dragon mom. So they had really been kicking butt, when he left Avernus. So he definitely left there, feeling a sense of accomplishment. And, Icewind Dale was sort of, a place of mystery to him. He's curious about it, but if he had to choose, he would definitely pick Avernus for sure. Could the opinion change? Shaka's always up to change, but at the moment he doesn't think it'll change, but it could change. Like he's open to change, but he's not like 100% sure it will change.
Okay. And our last question, unless someone throws something in right now. Next to last question, also from Valkenbird. For the group, what are your final thoughts about going to prison and attempting what is being asked of you? I
mean, Shaka's final thought is he really hopes that Gosrick did not piss people off in prison, and it becomes a problem when we get in there.
Dahani is not as like she's not as concerned. Like the thing that's kind of been going through my head is they are going to take all of the things that we own, but they can't take my fists, which are my most powerful weapon.
Ooh.
So that is on my mind because my fists are what I need to protect the people that are going in with me. I still don't understand what exactly is being like. I get it for sure, but like why? The why of it is what is confusing her most and what she's interested in finding out.
Okay. Any other thoughts before we take our last question? All right, this one's for Shaka and Dahani. What do you think Gosrick was dealing in that got him 700 years in prison?
I can only imagine. I think I meant to ask, but we got emotional. No. What do you think, Shaka?
I think Gosrick's lying about the 700 years. I think he's trying to big himself up, and he's trying to sound like he's like, I got 700 years. Respect me, guys.
Oh my God.
So I think he kind of added on a couple hundred. Like I think he kind of padded a couple hundred.
Y'all don't understand how corrupt the system is. Okay, it's just trying to keep a gnome down, and it's really just like stabbing the charges. I tell you what.
Shaka does not understand it, but yeah, he think Gosrick is like, I got 50 years, give or take 700.
Got 700, served 300. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. It's hard for him to believe that selling illegal goods, even given the long lifespan of a gnome, that several hundred years would be appropriate. So he thinks he's not telling the truth about the years, because from what he knows of Gosrick, he doesn't believe that he would do something that would be worthy of 700 years. Like he would have done some kind of horrible crime. But Gosrick is such a mystery to him that he's speculating. Like he doesn't really know. But that's where he's going over.
Are these hands clean or covered in blood? Who can tell?
Wow. And that is our last question for this week. So we're going to go around to say who we are, what we're doing, and a reminder, because we all forgot this week, to next week give our pronouns, because we all forgot.
Oh, yes, we did.
So give your pronouns with your outro. And for Brandon, who's not here because Windows, like many things, is a final boss when you're a streamer and things decide to update the last minute. I too know that pain. But Brandon Stennis, you can find him on Twitter, I am Brandon TV. You can find him here at I am Brandon. Not sure when he's streaming next, but if he's lurking in chat or still not dealing with computer stuff, he can tell us himself. But yeah, throw him a follow on Twitch and the Twitters. And he just did Scarathon. I don't know. Does anyone know how much Scarathon raised?
I do not.
I do not. I'm sure an incredible amount.
Yeah, and and Scarathon was raising money for our friends at Able Gamers, so give them a shout. A lot of amazing streamers did a weekend of horror games, which couldn't be me, to raise money for a great cause. So for Brandon, that is where you can find him. I have no idea what he's doing next, so you got to ask him on Twitter. So we're going to go around next to LaTia.
Me. Hi, I'm LaTia. I have been everyone's favorite murder bird, Dahani, and also apparently a very caring murder bird, checking in on her friends today. Both my pronouns and her pronouns are she, her. They is also acceptable to normalize that, but she, her primarily. I have a new job.
Yeah,
dude, you can finally say it.
Yeah, I can finally say it. We didn't get to I announced it on Monday. I am the new community relations coordinator from Monty Cook Games.
Yeah.
Wonderful TTRPG company responsible for the Cypher system, Invisible Sun, and Numenera. Unfortunately, that does mean that I do have to vacate my position as a community manager for the Adventurers League. So that will be me phasing that out over the course of this month. But I really excited and excited to see where that's going for me. You can check at twitch.tv/Lisa Penrose, where yesterday we played some Halloween Among Us for raising money for Bat something international, Bat Conservation International. Played some really fun Among Us and raised over $600 for Bat Conservation. And then on Fridays, you can catch me at twitch.tv/rockpunchatl for Tompo, an adventure in the islands of Sina Una with DM Paladin Josh Mendenhall, Mackenzie Lane de Armas, Critical Bard, and Josh Simons. And that is me for a while because I have to adjust to a full-time position.
Yeah, that is a lot of work. Shareef.
Hey, I'm Shareef. You can, he, him as well. So you can find me at ShareefJackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com. Also Shareef Jackson on all social networks. Monday, tomorrow, I will be launching my new thing, which I don't think I haven't publicly said the name, but it is called Equation Play. So I have a bunch of videos that I've recorded already where I will, if you're playing games, sometimes you see these little chalkboards that have different equations on them for world building. And I'm going to dive into those and explain what they are, what they mean, and how they can apply to the game that you're playing. So it's something I kind of been doing on the side. I'm super excited about it. So excited that I opened up a TikTok account.
Yes, my man.
What?
So I'll be doing short 1-minute versions of it. I am a 40-year-old that opened up a TikTok account. I'm going to try it, but even if that doesn't work, I'll be posting like the short clips to Instagram, and Facebook as well. So
what's your TikTok handle?
Equation Play. So everything is Equation Play. I got a Twitter account. I registered the domain that now points to a YouTube site that is now empty, but it will be full. So yeah, I will be advertising that starting tomorrow when I upload the first video. So I'm super excited. So yeah. Also, I checked in on the Scarathon. They raised $18,344.
Nice.
That's nice.
And they're still taking donations. So if you go to tiltify.com/Scarathon, you can still put in a donation. I'll put a donation in the chat as well as links to the Equation Play stuff as well. So props to Brandon for once again having a successful Scarathon fundraiser. I'm sure that Able Gamers is proud to work with you. So
Yep. And Masood.
Hey y'all, I'm everyone's favorite. No, I can't do that. Sorry, Tahani. I was gonna do a modified version of your outro.
That's okay. You can do it.
No, it's good. Hey y'all, it's me, Masood. You can find me on the internet at Marudboy, MAHRUDBOI. I play Gosrick Namre, your rock gnome druid who's also fiscally responsible and may have a convict background, perchance. Things are good for me. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Exciting news. First off, this week I'm not going to be online on Tuesday and Wednesday for Mythic Odysseys of Theros or Ballad by Returning Home because it's a weird time in our lives, and I don't really want to play games on those days. But on Thursday I'll be back and I'll be doing we'll be playing more on Once Upon a Game. And having a good time there. Next Sunday, I'll be back with the Rivals, which will be a blast. And then when we are back the week following, come check us out on Tuesday nights for Indoor Recess playing Mythic Odysseys Eros. And please, I highly recommend it. I'm having a blast doing it. But we started this new game, Balak Bayan Returning Home, on Wednesday evenings. It is a tabletop role-playing game that's set in a cyberpunk world inspired by Filipino folklore and mysticism. I'm playing it with a bunch of my friends from Stir Friday Night, America's oldest all-Asian theater and comedy troupe, and we're just dude, we're having a whole lot of fun and getting into some shenanigans that may involve magic and the rebirth of all of it, or the destruction of all life as we know it. So stakes are high, but it's a good time.
Awesome. I'm your DM, Tanya DePass. There's a lot going on. In about 3.5 hours, or 3 hours and 40 minutes, come back to my channel for Into the Motherland session 5, including session 0. It took me a minute to do math. Yeah, so we left on a rather tense moment last week. Let's see if my character and Christina's character can learn to get along, or at least not murder each other, and get the water to where we're taking it. So 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/CypherOfTier. Also, tomorrow is my 3-year partner anniversary on Twitch.
Oh, hell yeah.
But instead of a subathon, instead of like, oh my god, games or whatever, I'm going to do a get out the vote push for folks in the US. Yeah. So starting at noon Central, I'm just going to be on chatting. If we are friends, or or you're in the Discord and want to hop in and chat, I'm just going to be talking about, especially this election, why it's important that you go vote. Mm-hmm. And if you have already voted, thank you. If you have not voted, please go drop off your ballot. Please get up tomorrow and go vote. I know it may take a while. Be there when they open. If you have any means to get your vote in, please do so. It is literally life and death for a lot of our friends and for people like us. So starting at noon, don't have an end time in mind, probably whenever my voice gives out / everyone is tired of me talking, but not doing a bunch of games, not doing a subathon, because honestly, the right to live unfettered in this country is far more important to me than any amount of subs or money we could get on an anniversary. Have no plan to stream on Tuesday, but if the election goes the way we hope it does, I may get on and celebrate. Hopefully, knock on all the wood. It is no secret where my vote is going, although I'm not particularly excited about those candidates. It is a lesser of two evils, in my opinion. And that is my opinion. Don't penalize our friends for that.
No, it's all good.
I know. I just don't want anybody coming at you for what I had to say.
Hey, let them say what they want. Ralph Nader is always the best. No, I'm kidding. If you wrote third party, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Ross Perot 2020.
Out.
If you write in Kanye West on that ticket as a joke, come on, dude.
I will disown all of you if you do that.
Yeah, but on the real, like, we don't, this isn't a political show, but I've tweeted out who I'm, what my thoughts are, who not to vote for. And so if you're interested in those, you can see those there. But,
and as someone who worked in international education, worked in higher ed, and has lived through a lot of terrible presidents, this is the worst administration I've seen in my 47 years of being alive. I'm actually begging you, if you're in the U.S. and eligible, please, for the love of God, go vote if you haven't done so already. And then Thursday with Dragon Age, we're on a little bit of a break because life and other things. We will figure out when we're starting season 3 soon. And then Dungeon Crossing is on a break because Shannon is in New Zealand and she's not back till December. So we are off all of November. And the other cool thing I'm doing is Rainbow Arcade is doing a summit on Twitch. The announcement went out today. If somebody can grab that, that'd be great. I'm doing a few panels each day, one of which is about inclusivity in RPGs. Hoping to keep an all PSC panel and talk about those things of being queer, black, and in the space, because that's so much fun when you're all of those things and you're brown in the space. But yeah, follow on the Twitters. I'll be sharing that out. LaTia grabbed the tweet. And yeah, I think that is it. We've said plenty. We went a little over, but it was hopefully a fun time. We went a little bit off the rails because as a DM, you never know what's going to happen. You have a plan and then see what happens. But we are going to go raid that bronze girl, who, if you don't know her, she is actually writing the adventure. She wrote the adventure we're streaming on Into the Motherlands. And LaTia is writing another adventure we're going to put out after our stream is done. Future of Into the Motherlands is up in the air. Please stop asking me. I don't know yet. If you want more things and want to pay for it, we have a coffee link on the Twitter. So let's end and see you over at Jasmine's channel. I wrote that bronze channel, not that bronze girl. Good job, me. That bronze channel. So, and it's not a cipher raid, it's a rivals raid. Good God, I am a mess today. Sorry, y'all.
No, that's all good.
So we don't have emotes. Everything threw me off. We don't have emotes yet. But see you over at that bronze girl. Have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll see some of you later for Motherlands.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all. All right, we have hosted.
I started my own stream. No. I started my own stream by mistake. I hate this. Also, let me stop this. Hold on. I was not trying to stream too. Oh, good. It's
Jasmine's watching a video about birds.
About cute parrots. They're giving each other kisses.
That is so cute.
I'm trying. Aw.
See, this is the kind of pre-election content I need.
Exactly.
Like, this is the kind of shit I need. I like made a Twitter list that's just silly animal shit.